And this just happened. I don't know if these are defective or what, but I mean, literally backing the nut off, they sheared off. So we're gonna pause and order these, and
next weekend, maybe we can start
the bridge.
Actually getting the bridge up.
Look what finally showed up after a week. 6 pounds of clamps. Okay, as a comparison, here's the old clamp, and there's the new clamp. I mean, I think the difference is obvious. I think probably these broke for a reason. Somebody's trying to tell us something. They're not even in the same league.
Hi, welcome back to Maple Ridge.
Good morning.
Today we are getting that bridge put in.
Yes, we got the replacement clamps, so we should be in good shape. String up the cables again, put the clamps on, tighten them, tension the cable, and get the stanchions on.
So here's hoping it's a nice smooth Saturday the 14th and we can get this done.
Finally.
Yes.
One of the things we noticed in our other video is this loop was too close to the joist, so when the tree moves in the wind back there, it wouldn't allow this loop to move at all. So to remedy that, we're going to pull this out 5 or 6 inches, allowing that tree to move independently of the cable. So if that tree is moving 5 or 6 inches 8 feet off the ground, we've got bigger problems. All right, this is take 3. We didn't film the second step. We had a couple bolts we got on, couldn't back them off for whatever reason, so we ended up cutting the stud off. So I'm not sure what happened there, but here we go. So I think the problem is when we're trying to clamp these cable clamps, they're twisting the rope. So I think this is a possible solution. We're going to put a bracket there, almost pinch the saddle between this and another board that will screw. And then I think that'll keep it rigid enough so we can tighten everything. But
I got to make another trip to the camper because I think we left a torque wrench in there, I hope, or we're in trouble if we don't have that. So yeah, so we got our new clamps in and they are so much more thick. They're thicker, more durable than the ones we had that snapped. So I'm hoping these will be just right, since I think that's a crucial part to keep the bridge up and safe. So we're hoping to install those soon. And yeah, so that's that. This has been dragging on, so I think we decided we have that, what is it, Starlink? So we just hooked it back up. We shut it off because we thought, I don't know, we wouldn't need it much through the fall, but now we've decided that we're going to try to get Paul to come up here midweek so he can work his job here a little bit, a couple days a week extra, and then he can just go out and continue working on the treehouse. So hopefully we can get it enclosed for winter hits.
all right, there's the first one, 65 pounds. We've got our awkward setup in here, but it works. Wow, 50 pounds is a lot.
6 hours?
6 hours, 4 clamps.
6 hours, 4
A little ridiculous.
clamps.
But we learned some stuff along the way.
Yeah, and hopefully the other side will go a lot faster. Yeah. So we need to hook this end of the cable up and tension it, but we have to do that finished clamping end too. So I don't know if we knew how hard this cable thing was going to be. I just have this fear something's going to let loose and I'm going to get hit.
Yeah, so now I think...
Are we trying to contemplate where the bend elbow's going?
Yeah, we just want to put enough tension on it so we can figure out where the loop's going to be, and then we can put our clamps on the ground. We'll mark it with a marker.
Okay.
Or a piece of tape.
So we unhooked that. Bring
We'll
it
mark
down,
with some tape.
mark it where we know we need to, make our loop, tighten it, cable it.
Yep.
Then we got to get it back up there and hooked in.
Yep. So
How do we do that?
we'll hook on. We'll have a loop. We'll hook on the loop side and pull that direction.
All right.
That makes sense.
Well, my brain is not catching up, but I know it sounds smart. I can't. You know, I need my pictures sometimes.
All right, they're under tension. Well, a little tension at least. So now Jayme and I are going to mark this loop with some masking tape so we know where to put the clamps. We can take it down and do it on the ground a little easier. And then we'll actually add a couple inches so it's a little tighter. But at the same time, loosen up these turnbuckles so we have a little more room to play with. I get my sweaty pits.
They're not bad.
All right, that's where the loop's going.
Joist tape.
Works for everything.
All right. Now what?
So now we'll go take the tension off it and we'll let this back down.
Paul spring to arrow B, raise handle, hold firmly towards the direction of arrow E, which is down. Then depress stop Paul in direction of arrow D. There we go. Well, it is 5:30 and
We're starving.
we're starving, so we're gonna stop. We think maybe we'd like to go back and try to finish at least making the end of the cable.
Yeah, put the loop in.
Put the loop in and maybe hook it back up. But we're not sure. We're kind of at that point where you get tired and you start hurting yourself if you're not careful. So
Start making mistakes.
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And yeah, it's a little bumpy. Anyway, so yeah, time for dinner. There we go. There's my boy.
You want to go get some dinner? Yeah?
Are we gonna do that guy's suggestion?
Yes, we can start at the end.
So how far do you start
So
out?
this is the dead horse. Good morning. Jayme and I just got up and took Murray for a walk. We're back at the treehouse. So let me show you what we got done last night. There's our clamp we got, or the loop we got clamped up. We've got to tighten it up today, torque everything up. We can attach it to the platform over there, that turnbuckle. Tighten things up, and we can finally start putting the stanchions up today. I want to give you guys an update on the tree that was in question. It doesn't look good. There's the base of the tree, covered with mushrooms. So Jayme has the number for an arborist, a local arborist we're going to contact and have him come out and take a look. So there's no doubt we're going to have to put a post over in this corner, probably next spring. We're going to get a quote for removing these two trees, or one tree. And then this one, the supporting tree, we're going to see if he can remove it. I don't know, the top part of it. It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, we'll put a post in over here, just like this side, and then we'll put some cabling, you know, kind of an X pattern, tighten things up, so this will still be fit really solid. Jayme and I always joke that every time we do something repetitively, we always figure out the most efficient way to do it when we're done. So as you saw with the first cable, we have difficulty holding this stationary, so we can torque it to 65 pounds. So what I'm going to try now is marking out this is where the clamps fall, right? I'll screw these two together, run maybe a inch bit down through the center, and pull these apart, and then in theory, this thing should sit in between these two planks. I can screw it together, hold it in place, and that should hold everything tight while we torque it down. Jamie's back at it. She's helping me. So, seemed to work. We're going to try to torque things down, but this thing is in there really snug. All right, let's give it a try. Alright, I'm making my way to the top of the platform on the treehouse side. I've got to secure the tree protectors on this side before we tension the cable. Got them all screwed in. So now it's time to hook this other cable up and tension it. So Jayme and I are up here struggling trying to hold this thing up and just realized it is a turnbuckle. So we're going to open it up all the way. This thing doesn't pull me off with it. Good?
Yep.
All right.
You want me to take this off?
Yep. Let me, awesome. Well, that's a major accomplishment. Now let's tighten the turnbuckles up. That one's got to go quite a ways, I think. They're getting very close to the same tension. I don't think we want it so tight you can play a tune on it, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's got to
But
be able to move.
it does need to be firm a little bit, because
Pretty firm.
you think both sides?
Yeah, I don't know how much
How do we
more.
tell?
I don't know. I mean, you can always tighten it up after the fact.
All right, we think we did it. We don't want them too tight because the trees need to be moving, and if the two trees that are the anchor points move in different directions, this sucker is going to be like piano wire. So we want to be careful. There's no guidelines on this, so we're going to have everybody sign a waiver before they come out here. Anyway, woohoo! All right, let's go. Yay!
Done. Hallelujah, finally.
All right, let's go build some stanchions.
We built them.
Well, I know,
We just
but
gotta
I mean,
put them up here.
Put them together or whatever.
That's the next piece of the puzzle. So the first one's probably going to be out here. I think right at the end of this loop back. Then obviously we still have to cut this
Wire.
dead end or
Yeah.
dead horse, whatever you call it.
Dead horse. The
gotta
dead horse.
Trim that and cut that, but right now I'm going to try to get a stanchion up.
Our measurements were a little off in setting up our, what do you call that, a jig? Stoppers?
Yeah, a jig.
I don't know. So we're just adjusting them.
We'll take some new measurements.
So we can get the, we're going to check it before we do it, right?
Like everything we do, it's a process. There it is. A first stanchion. Temporarily in place. Well, it's kind of cockeyed too. Like that end's going to be pushed more. Well, I think we knew the bridge wasn't square, which is fine. We'll just end up putting a little angle on the deck boards. Cool.
That's a ways up there.
It is.
I wonder if anyone will dare to actually walk on it. I know I will. I've been waiting too long not to. Okay,
as part of our research, we just learned that the correct tension for a suspension bridge should be what? 10%? Set. Yeah, 10% of its length is what it should sag. So this is 31 feet platform to platform. So when it's fully loaded with We figured 1,500 pounds. Should sag about 3 feet, so we definitely have the cables too tight. But to loosen them, we've got to actually make the holes where they come out of that double joist kind of oblong, a little lower, so we can take some of the stress off the platform. So that's what we're going to work on now. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. Right now the deck is holding the majority of the load, so we want to extend this hole so the cable's free. Extend that hole a little bit all the way back to the bracket that's actually holding that's maintaining the height. So, okay, for our suspension bridge, that's 31 feet long. We're following the 10% rule for sag, so it sags 3 feet in the middle. What is the sag 39 inches from one end?
Using the parabolic formula for your suspension bridge with a 31-foot span and 3 feet of sag, the sag at a point 39 inches from one end is approximately 2.82 inches. This means the cable dips just under 3 inches at that point, which makes sense since it's closer to the end of the bridge where the sag would be less than at the center. Does that answer your question?
Yes, perfect, thanks.
So Paul cut the holes out right there on that joist underneath, and then also here and there to allow more sway, not to pull on the deck, hopefully. So, and we did realize that you can lift this whole
Lift the bridge with one hand.
with one hand, so it's, you know, the weight distribution's I think good.
A lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah, moving along nicely today.
Mm-hmm. Making progress.
So Paul just marked the 10-degree angle here. Yeah, you can kind of see it, and over there.
So yeah, this is going to be our ledger board for the decking.
All right, what's on?
So
What's next, boss?
that should not fall off there. Drum roll.
Ooh.
Should I climb up there and see if I can get across?
Go ahead, yeah. Camera's rolling. Let's see. Could be a witness to the police report if you fall. Ooh.
Ooh.
That feels scary.
Little deck movie.
Great.
Wow.
Great.
Wow.
Pretty good?
It's 190 pounds. So I've got one other stanchion cut out, the bottom cut out. So we'll get that put out there and then probably call it a day.
Maiden voyage.
If I fall, I'll bounce off the staging.
Or evidence to the insurance company.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh my God. Oh, my hands are sweating.
Feels
I think that's a safety violation.
Yeah, we need some railings, but...
I think we should have harnesses on.
Probably. So let's put one more stanchion out there and get another 5 feet. They should go faster now.
All right, let's go. Bridge.
Finally.
Look at that. It started.
It is. So we spent, what, yesterday and today?
Yeah.
Spent the majority of yesterday putting on
Clamps.
8 clamps. Took us 9 hours. I don't know what, it was problem after problem. So today we made a lot more progress.
We got the cables up.
We did get the cables up. Got 2 stanchions on. 1 set of planking out there.
We're going to go argue about length right now.
Yeah, we've got 4 more stanchions in addition to the 2 we have out here. So we want to do some calculations to make sure they're evenly spaced across the length of the bridge. Ooh, that's a mouthful.
And this first one had to be past the turnbuckles, so that's why we couldn't do it. I think we were going to go with 4'10" was the even span, but
so this one's 5'2". We're gonna do 4'6" in the next one. Split the difference. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're tired. we're calling it quits.
Before we screw up anything else.
Yeah. We will be back next weekend to finish this thing up.
Yeah. Yay!
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Yes, thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Hi.
Take two.
There's our cat dog. He's enjoying his patch of sunshine on his tension on the cables.
Yeah, maybe. That fell right off the rails. Why is this so hard?
I don't know.
What was that blog? Good morning.
Hi, welcome back to Maple Ridge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did.